Child's pose it is. Welcome to Vinyasa Flow, Vinyasa Yoga. Feels nice, doesn't it, just to come into child's pose. Just every single time I get to this pose, it's just like this feeling inside me that just feels like, right, it's going to be okay. All is well. I'm where I need to be. You are where you need to be. At the beginning of this quarantine, well, going into it, right? So that in the weeks and months, probably years even leading up to it, I was finding myself a lot of times, like all of us, really scheduled and booked and busy, and really driven basically by my kids' schedules for sports and school and whatever. And so when the quarantine came into effect, I found myself, and it's not like I necessarily sat down and wrote a list, but just in the days as we started into things, found myself saying, okay, now that I have this time, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, right? Of course, I'm going to be a great teacher for my kids, and I'm going to make better meals. I'm going to make full meals every night. I'm going to have a cleaner house. I'm going to work on my skills as a yoga instructor. I'm going to re-landscape the front yard, so, and I found myself like more and more things that suddenly I needed to do. So I let go of some stuff that I was doing and that I no longer could do, but then I just kind of filled it right back up. And some of the things were even relaxing. I remember thinking, I want to read more or spend some more time with my husband. But basically where I found myself is that I'm just as out of balance as I was prior to this. And just with different things. I realized the other night, after I think I served tater tots for 3 times, 3 times in a 7-day period, that I wasn't making these elaborate meals every night. And the tater tots actually were what got me. The tater tots just threw me off, and that realization that I'm not making these great meals that I thought I would be making for my family. So today, I want to work on just this idea of balance, and that we go through our days, our weeks, our years, trying to find this perfect balance that might not be there. Some days it's better than others, and having a balance might not mean that every single part of our lives are in an equal proportion, if that makes sense. So we still need to find this area, this feeling of contentment, even if some parts of our life are a little more exaggerated or a little louder than other areas. So I want to work on balance today. We're going to work on it physically, but mentally as well. So here in your child's pose, I know you've been here for a bit of time now, but just for the next few breaths, balance out your inhales with your exhales. And on your next inhale, come up to tabletop. And tabletop is a perfect example of a pose where we are just fully balanced, right? And it's pretty equal. We've got equal proportion in both of our hands, both of our knees, our core is engaged. So we feel really solid. We feel balanced. We've got this, right? We're going to do it all. So let's move through some cows and cats here. Inhale for cow pose. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. A few more of those with your breath. If you can find that balance within your inhale count and your exhale count, that's a nice place to be. But maybe balancing here isn't what you need. Maybe you need a longer exhale so that you can spend more time in your cat pose. And then return to your tabletop, your neutral spine, back to that feeling of being solid, grounded, balanced. And reach your right arm forward. Still pretty good here, right? We're still, even though we lost one center of balance, one source of balance, we're still pretty good. Reach your right arm forward even more, thumb pointing up, but send your hips back so that they're still right over your knees. So when you reach that right arm forward, try not to bring your hips forward. Now extend your left leg back behind you. Broken table, this is called. So the idea here is to challenge our balance. And a lot of times from here we start to move because that's what we like to do, right? When we are off balance in our lives, we move. We start to think of more stuff we can do or ways to replace that feeling of discontentment with wherever we are. But what if we just stayed right here? We stayed balanced in an unbalanced pose. Take a breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, draw your belly button into your spine. Keep pressing your left heel back. Get really strong in your left leg. So finding strength where you can. Now bend your back knee, catch your foot, take your bind. And notice how this can affect your balance as well. Changing the shape up like this challenges us more. Notice if you're starting to compromise by leaning into your right hip a little bit. Try to keep your hips pretty level with each other. And release. Come back down to all fours, that solid base, solid table. Left arm reaches forward now, thumb pointing up. Keep reaching with the left arm without bringing your hips forward a ton. And extend your right leg back behind you. Level your right hip with your left hip. And it's amazing what our body does. Like when we're injured or when we have one muscle group that's much stronger, more powerful than others, our body compensates, makes little compromises so that the strongest, biggest, loudest muscles, that they take over. So that's why I ask you to keep your right hip level, press through your right heel, and find your balance this way. Take a breath in through your nose, and as you exhale, draw your belly button into your spine, but you're still nice and long. Now bend your right knee, catch your foot, take your bind. Notice any little adjustments that your body wants to make, but try and stay as level as you can. So our mind makes those little compromises as well, right? And compensates, tells us, well, it's okay because you're doing this, or well, you didn't do this very well, so you need to do X, Y, or Z to make up for that. Those are lies. Those are lies. So that's the self-doubt and the lies we tell ourselves. Release your foot, come back down to all fours. Tuck your toes under, lift up to downward facing dog. Pedal your knees out. And here you might even notice any like slight differences from one side of your body to the other, or maybe they're not so slight. Maybe one shoulder much tighter than the other, and one hamstring. Notice any physical imbalances that you have. And then walk your feet up to your hands. Stay here in a ragdoll. Drop your head as much as you can towards your shins or towards your knees. And do anything you'd like with your hands. They can dangle on the floor. You can even walk them back behind you. I'm going to rotate my wrists so that my fingers are facing away from my toes. Come to a halfway lift. Breathe in. And a forward fold. Breathe out. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Breathe out. Draw your belly into your spine and fold. One more time. Halfway lift. And fold. Rise all the way up from mountain pose. Reach your arms up as you lift towards the sky. And then bring your hands to heart center. Close your eyes. Take a breath in and a breath out. Feel really grounded and stable here in your mountain pose. Your feet, your legs, your core, your spine. Your shoulders are right on top of your hips. Now press your weight into your right foot and just come to your left toes. Like just rock yourself onto your left toes. You're still pressing into your right foot. So just kind of balancing a bit, maybe now just onto your left big toe. And then lift your left foot up off the floor. Come up into one-legged Tadasana. So right away, starting with balance, and just notice what happens here. We're not used to coming into balance poses this early in our practice, so this is by design. See how you are this early in your practice. You might actually be really solid. Bring your left foot down to the floor. Come back into mountain pose. Feel both of your feet front to back, pressing into the floor. Now rock onto your right toes as you press into your left foot. Just your right big toe. And then float your whole right foot up. Come into one-legged Tadasana. I had to open my eyes. Maybe you didn't. Good for you, though, if you did not have to. If your eyes are open like mine, just find a drishti. Notice what parts of your body are having to engage here to keep you balanced. Bring your right foot down. Release your arms to your sides and then reach them all the way up. Big inhale. Forward fold, big exhale. Halfway lift, breathe it in. High plank, breathe it out. Take a full in. Chaturanga as you exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up high. Bend your knee, open your hip. Press back into your left heel and stretch through. You might feel this in your left Achilles or behind your left knee, all the way up through your left hamstring. Circle your right ankle around and then step forward to a low lunge. Easy twist with your right arm up. If you feel a little shaky in that left hand, squeeze your legs a little bit more. And then let's do some big arm circles with that right arm, getting into the shoulder. We'll do a few in one direction, keep moving in one direction, and in a moment, we'll switch to the other direction. All right, so which directions? Reach your right arm back up. Press into that left hand into the floor, come into side plank. Your right arm is up. Lift your hips. Lots of balance needed here. Take a breath in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog.
Lift your left leg up high. Bend your knee, open up your left hip as you send your right heel back. Circle your left ankle around. And step it forward to a low lunge. Add your easy twist and your big arm circles. Keep that belly nice and tight. Switch directions with your arm. Bring your arm back up high. Look down at your right hand. Side plank. Just slide that left leg back. Lift your hips up as high as you can get them. Take a breath in through your nose. Chaturanga. Exhale out your nose. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Breathe it in and out. Lift up to your toes. Bend into your knees. Float to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up mountain pose. One-legged mountain or one-legged Tadasana. Lift your left knee up. And press it back down to the floor. Other side. Right leg lifts. And bring it down. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift to your toes. Bend deep. Float to your hands. Halfway. And fold. Tadasana. Left leg up for one-legged Tadasana. Bring it back down. Right leg up. Bring it back down. And forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing. Come to your toes. Bend into your knees. Float to your hands. Halfway. And fold. Mountain pose. Chair pose. So still finding mountain in your upper body, but you're just sitting into bent knees. Draw your core in. Press your weight into your right foot. Lift your left foot up off the floor. Take a breath in. Stay here. Bring your left foot back down. Sit a little lower into your chair. And then lift the right foot up off the floor. Try to stay as level as you can without having that foot on the floor. Bring your right foot down. Sit lower into your chair. And fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward. And downward. Lift your right leg up high. Warrior one. Chaturanga. Hands back down. Upward dog. Downward facing. Lift your left leg up high. Warrior one. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing. Fill up. Empty out. Right leg back up. Warrior one. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side, here we go. Warrior one. Breathe in. Chaturanga. Breathe it out. So it's nice and controlled. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Nice. Take your feet a little bit wider and bring your hands in a little bit closer to your feet. So it's a shorter, wider downward facing dog. Take your right hand to the outside of your left ankle or somewhere on your lower left leg. And here too, this is a place where often I start to lean over to the left. Bring your hips back to the center. Feel that balance, the balance of weight in your feet still. So all of your weight is not just in your left foot. Press into your right foot a little bit more. And then switch sides. Keep pressing into your left foot now just as much as you are your right. Back to downward facing dog. Walk your hands forward a little bit. Take your feet a little closer together. Right leg up high. Warrior one. Exhale to warrior two. Flip your front palm. Reverse your warrior. Stay here. Breathe in and breathe out. Keep bending into your front knee, but reach back so you're getting the benefit of a side stretch here. Take one more breath in. Chaturanga. Breathe out. Keep your right foot off the floor for this one. Upward dog. Now bring it down. Downward facing dog. So we'll do the same thing on the other side. And you can do the one-legged chaturanga. Lift your left leg up. Step it forward. Warrior one. Breathe in. Exhale to two. Flip your front palm. Reverse your warrior. Stay right here. Bend more deeply into that front knee. Take a breath in and a breath out. Breathe into your left side body. Chaturanga, left leg is lifted, challenging your balance. Upward dog, downward facing. Right foot, warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse. Chaturanga, one-legged. Upward, downward. Left side, warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse. One-legged chaturanga. Upward, downward facing dog. Take 2 rounds of breath here. The third one we'll do together. Inhale and exhale. Right foot, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Flip your front palm. Keep your eyes right on the middle of your front palm, maybe even up a little bit higher to that place where your middle finger meets your hand. That's a nice place too to settle your eyes. Keep your back palm facing down, shoulders or arms in line with your shoulders. Take a look at that drishti on your right hand. Floating warrior, so press into your right foot, lift your left leg. Yeah, now keep your eyes right on that same drishti. Yes, notice how that helps you with your balance. Right? Eye on the prize there. Hold it here. Step back to warrior two, facing the back of your mat. So now you're going to flip your front palm. Let's use your left hand. Find that same point of focus. And your right palm will now face down. Draw your core in. Flying warrior towards the back of the mat, or floating warrior actually. Press through your right leg. Star pose. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, bring your right arm down to your side and reach your left arm overhead. Take a side body stretch. And then switch to the other side. Come back to star pose. Big breath in. Warrior two, facing the front of your mat. Take a big deep breath in. And a big deep breath out. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. Extended side angle. Right arm comes down. pressing your right elbow or your somewhere on your right arm into the inside of that front leg and creating a balance of tension here. So an equal amount of tension in your arm and in your leg, and that equal amount of tension will create some really strong contractions of your muscles so that your muscles are working, protecting your joints. Drop your top arm back behind you. Keep your right arm just where it is for now. Keep your bind that you have, but reverse your warrior. So like a bound reverse warrior, chaturanga, option to make it a one-legged one. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Lift your left leg up, warrior one. Exhale to warrior two. Flip your front palm. Focus on your drishti. Keep your eyes there. Floating warrior. Lift your right leg up. Take a breath in. Exhale it out. Softly land in warrior two, facing the back of your mat. Flip your right palm so it's facing up. Look at your palm. Warrior two, or I'm sorry, floating warrior. Towards the back of your mat. Lift that left leg. Squeeze the left glute. That left hip is open. Hold it here for just another breath in. Star pose. Breathe out. Take your side bend over to the back of your mat. Come through the middle, take it to the front of your mat. Rise back up for star. Warrior two, facing the front of your mat. Reverse your warrior, inhale. Extended side angle. Big exhale. So find that same muscle action on the left side. Feel those strong legs working, the back leg too. Drop your top arm behind you. Keep your bind, bound reverse warrior, big breath in. One-legged chaturanga, big breath out. Upward dog, downward facing. Lift up into your toes, bend deep into your knees. Hop to your hands. Halfway, and fold. Chair pose. Sink low. Float your toes for now. Lift them up as high as you can get them. Squeeze your inner thighs. Now keep your toes lifted. Lift your left foot up off the mat. Now, can you come a little deeper this time into your right leg? I'm starting to shake. Bring that left foot down. Get low, back into your Utkatasana. And lift your right leg. Fill up. Stay here to empty out. Right foot to the floor. Stand up tall. Take a bit of a back bend. Heart and chest lift. And forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing. Lift your right leg up. Warrior one. Inhale. Warrior two. Exhale. Flip your front palm. Floating warrior. Breathe in as you reach that right arm forward. Warrior two to the back of the mat. Flip your back palm, or well, now it's your front palm. Floating warrior. Lift your right leg. Reach towards the back of your space. Star pose. Inhale. Take your side bend to the back of your mat. back through the center, and take it towards the front of your mat. Back to star pose, breathe in. Warrior two to the front, breathe out. Reverse your warrior. Extended side angle. Go for the top bind right away. Half bind, top arm back. Bound reverse warrior, inhale. One-legged chaturanga, exhale. Upward dog, downward facing. Left foot, warrior one, just the breath in. Warrior two, floating warrior. Two to the back of your mat. Floating warrior. Don't worry if you're wobbly. Star pose, breathe in. Side bend to the back. Come up to center and towards the front. Back to the center. Two to the front. Reverse. Extend to side angle. Half bind. Bound reverse warrior. Chaturanga. One leg stays up, that left leg. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Full breath in and a full breath out. Come up to your toes. Bend deep. Travel to your hands. Halfway. And fold. Chair pose. Left foot elevates up off the floor. Belly draws in. Bring that foot down. Bring your hands to heart center. Twist to the right. Now keep your twist. See if you're going to lift your left foot up off the mat. Step that left foot back for a lunge, but keep your twist. Keep your twist. Bring that back foot forward. And step it back. Bring it forward and back. Three more. Forward and back. Last two. One more. And fold at the top of your mat. Nicely done. Rise up all the way for mountain pose. Chair. Hands to heart center. Twist to the left. Take a breath. And let it go. Lift your left foot up off the mat. Step it back. And bring it forward. Give me 5 of those. Take your time. No rush. Keep your core strong. Find your balance. And then come back to chair pose. Reach your arms forward or back behind you. In fact, yeah, reach them back behind you. Clasp your fingers. You're still in the bound chair. Keep your bind, straighten out your knees. Take your left leg and bring it behind the right, so kind of crossing there, and fold forward. Rinsing out your shoulders. You could feel this all the way up your neck, maybe into the back of your head. Rise back up, keep your bind, and just switch your legs. Bring that right leg behind the left. Take a breath in, stand tall, and then exhale, fold forward. You could play here with closing your eyes as well. What a difference that makes, doesn't it? Such a big difference. Keep your core engaged now to rise back up. Flat spine takes you all the way up. And uncross your legs. Nicely done. Reach your arms up nice and high. Forward fold. High plank. Chaturanga. High plank. Chaturanga. High plank. Down dog. Good job. Lift your right leg up high. Circle your right ankle. Keep your right leg straight, but just circle that right ankle around. Step forward to a low lunge. Reach your arms back behind you, but your legs are still solid. Come up into airplane. Heart and chest are lifting. Step back, crescent lunge. Reach your arms up. Half moon, right arm down, left arm and left leg go up. Squeeze your left leg. Press your left heel towards the back of your mat even more, like how we did when we were in tabletop at the beginning of our practice. Take a breath in here. One-legged Tadasana, where we started our practice. Left knee comes up, reach your arms up, step back, crescent lunge, twist to the right. Take a breath and open your arms. Breathe in and breathe out. One more breath in. Chaturanga, hands down. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. We'll lift your left leg. Keep your knees straight, but just circle that ankle around. Step forward, low lunge. Arms reach back, strong triceps here. Airplane, heart and chest will lift up. Crescent lunge. Half moon, left arm down, right arm up. Drive that right heel back towards the back of your mat. Flex your foot. One-legged Tadasana. Close off the right hip. Lift the right knee up. Step back, crescent lunge. Get a strong back leg. Breathe in. Take your twist to the left. Breathe it out. Open up your arms. Take one more full inhale. Chaturanga. Long, long exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right leg high. Low lunge. Fly your arms back. Airplane. Crescent lunge, breathe in. Half moon, right arm down, left arm up, breathe out. One-legged Tadasana. Crescent lunge, step the left leg back. Take your twist to the right. Open up your arms. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Down dog. One more time on the left side. Lift your left leg. Low lunge. Arms back. Airplane. Crescent lunge. Breathe in. Half moon. Breathe out. One-legged Tadasana. A tougher transition for sure, but you got it. Step it back. Crescent lunge. Set up. Take your twist. Fly your arms open, nice and big. Chaturanga, left leg stays up if you'd like. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. And all the way out. Lift up to your toes. Bend into your knees. Hop to your hands. Halfway. Forward fold. Rise all the way up. Bring your hands to heart center. Figure four. with your left ankle to your right, just above your right knee, and sit there for right now. So you can bring your arms anywhere you want. I'm starting with my palms at my heart center. Yours can be down by your sides. Actually, I think I like that. Arms by my sides, palms facing forward, drawing your shoulder blades down. That feels awesome. Arms could also be up. So feel what works for you. Feel around a little bit. Stay in your figure four. We're going to start moving in a moment. Stay where you are though. What we're going to do is we're going to move into standing and then taking a lateral lift or stretch out to the side. So you're going to inhale, come all the way up to stand, but keep that left leg floating, and then take your left leg out laterally to the left side. Come back to your figure four. So that's all the movement is. You stand and you bring the left leg out. Do your best to keep the left foot from coming back down to the floor, but if it does, that's perfectly fine too. We're just playing around with our balance. We're being okay with whatever happens. So it's a figure four, standing tall, keeping the left leg up off the floor, taking it laterally. Keep moving through this. How you guys doing? Good job. It's not easy, I know. And it's going to be even harder for me on the other side. Awesome. All right. Bring that foot to the floor. And actually, let's come all the way down into a squat. That'll feel nice. We'll move to the other side in a minute, but get into your hips a little, rock from side to side. And then let's move into Prasarita from here. And just drop your head towards the mat. Some of you really like inversions, so I would definitely encourage you to take one right now. That'll feel nice to have your legs up. If there's a different variation of your Prasarita, then take that too. Up. Nice. Good job. Awesome balance there, Kendra. Sure. Make your way down, my friends. And come to the top of your mat. Rise all the way up. Bring your hands to heart center. We're all there. Yeah. Okay. Figure four, right ankle, left leg. Sit low. Give yourself time to think about where you want your arms. Because as you know, when we start moving through this pose, we're not so concerned about our arms anymore. So right now, just give a moment of reflection on your upper body. Rise up and then take that right leg out to the side and return back to your figure four. Stand up, keep the right leg floating, take it out to the side. Back to figure four. Rise up, take it out to the side, back to figure four. Keep moving through this just for a few more breaths. And bring that right foot down to the ground. Very nice. Circle the left ankle. Circle the right ankle, maybe too. And then come to a high plank. Position your right, actually let's take a forearm plank here, but we'll be on the right side. So forearm is parallel to the front of your mat and your right fingers are facing the left side of your mat. Come up for your side plank with your left arm up. Lift your left leg, point your left toes. And just hold it here. If there's another place you'd rather be, I still want you to stay here. Yeah, you usually hear me say, well, then go there. I want you to just stay right here and just practice being with this, being with whatever it is for you. Come back to a forearm plank this time. And side plank on the other side. Rotate that left forearm. Lift your right arm. Four more breaths here. Back to forearm plank. Press both of your palms into the floor, all 10 fingers facing forward, and drop your hips down. Sphinx or steel pose. Press your navel down towards the floor. Heart and chest lift. Very nice. We're going to roll onto our right side and support our head with our right hand. And like so, like we're just hanging out here, right? And our legs are long on our mat. Ankles are pretty in line with our hips. So if you feel like your legs are kind of forward a bit, try and align them with your hips. That's where the balancing, see, there you go. That's where the balancing gets hard. Keep your left elbow bent. Keep your left palm pressing into the floor. Now draw your left knee in towards your chest and grab your great toe with your left peace fingers. And just stay here for a moment. Hey, this is really hard for me to stay balanced. Then when you're ready, try and straighten out that left leg. This is called Anatasana. And this is like so hard for me to do and stay balanced. And I wonder how you guys feel. Press your heel up. Nice. And bend your knee. Bring it down. We're just going to switch right over to the other side. I'm going to switch so that I'm still facing you, but you don't have to do that. So now you're on your left side, bending your left elbow, supporting the back of your head with your left hand. Legs are straight. Ankles and feet are in line with your hips. Right palm faces down. It's different on this side for me. Draw your right knee in towards your chest. Grab that great toe with your peace fingers and straighten your right leg out. Make any little observations that you like here. Keep driving that right heel up towards the ceiling. You might even be able to pull that right leg in a little bit closer to your body. You'll start to shake a little bit more. That's good. It's a good challenge. And slowly release your toe. Take your leg down and come up to a seat. Nicely done. Anatasana. Come onto your tailbone for Navasana. But we're going to bring our hands to the floor and lean over onto our left hip. So finding a little balance there. Kick your legs out towards the right top corner of your mat. Then bring your knees back in. Rotate onto your right hip. Straighten out your knees towards the left corner of your mat. So you're just kind of doing this diagonal rotation, switching from one hip to the other, using your arms or your fingertips more as just like a little support, but your core is what's providing the real source of balance here. You guys got it. 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to meet in boat pose. Hold it up here in boat. This time, float your arms away from the floor. You don't need them here. You're super balanced here now, right? 10, 9, 8, 7. Sit taller. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. Bring your feet together and sit in butterfly. Fold forward, rounding your back, sending your shoulder blades away from each other, lengthening out your spine. All the way from the base of your spine at your sacrum, traveling through your low back, your middle back, your upper back, and your neck. Gently rise up, and let's take half pigeon with the right shin forward. Left leg will be back. Press your palms into the floor. Lift all the way up. And switch. Left shin is forward, right shin comes back. A lot of our yoga poses focus on balancing ease with effort. And this is one of those poses, but there's a little bit more on the ease side of things. So as I mentioned at the beginning of practice, sometimes in life we can't have an exact proportion of everything in our life, right? So there's still some effort in this pose, but let there be more ease than anything else. Press your palms into the floor, lift yourself up, and bring that right leg all the way back around. We'll take a seated forward fold. Before you fold though, flex your toes. Actually, even before we fold, I've got one more thing I'd like to do. Sit nice and tall. And imagine yourself in Tadasana, like how we started practice. Tadasana in the legs. So your feet are flexed. Your belly is engaged. And squeeze your quads. So your legs are super strong here. They are on fire. Now keep your left heel pressing into the floor. Just lift your right heel up off the mat. Notice if you started to bend back or you came forward a little bit. Try and keep your spine nice and tall and long as you can get it. Try to keep your right toe still pointing up. And then bring your right heel down. Reset. Sit tall, squeeze your muscles, lift your left heel. Bring that heel down. Very nice. Now inhale your arms up. Exhale, Paschimottanasana. Rise all the way back up and then lay on your back, hugging your knees into your chest. Drop them over to the right. Tee out at least your left arm. I like to take my right hand to the top of my top leg there, just kind of press down. And release, come into the other side. And come back through the center. Draw your knees in tight towards your chest. And straighten your legs out on your mat. Let them be pretty wide, maybe as wide as your mat. Arms by your side. Feel this equal distribution now of weight from the right toes through your entire right leg, your right side body, and then your left leg, your left toes, your left leg, your left side body, both hips, both shoulders, Shavasana. Become aware of your breath and see if you can even out your inhales and your exhales. Finding an ease to this breath. Let it just come naturally, no work involved. Start waking up your body either through movement or for shorter breaths, louder breaths.
When you're ready, roll over to your right side. And come on up to a seat. Hands at heart center. Keep your eyes closed. And just stay here and continue to breathe. And try and remember as you move through your day that there will be areas of your life that just need a little bit more effort and they just need a little more of your attention. And that's okay. If you're not able to give as much effort and attention to some other areas in your day, maybe even in your week. So release some of that guilt that you carry for that. Just do your best, do what you can. Know what your intention is each day. And show yourself compassion. Draw your thumb knuckles up to your third eye center. The divine light and power in me sees and honors the divine light and power in each of you. Together, let's bow forward and bid each other namaste. All right, girls.